Hi, everybody. I think it's 5 o'clock and it's time for a little bit of kitchen wisdom. I have Bob with me to be cameraman tonight, and tonight we are going to make a beautiful tomato sauce. We're going to make some arancini and some macaroni and cheese balls. So, hi, Lynn. Before we start, my thought for the day, I've been thinking about a chef I met named Brad Long, who owns the Cafe B Long down at the Evergreen Brickworks. On his tea towels and on his bags and stuff that you can buy, it says, "Food is fuel, food is medicine, food is love." And absolutely food is fuel, but we can grab something on the go to fuel our bodies. That's fine. Food is medicine. Now, I want to be really careful about that because I'm not a dietitian. And, when I tell you that something's an immune booster, well, that doesn't mean, if you, eat these specific foods that you're not going to catch something like this dreaded virus. It doesn't mean that at all. It means we want to make sure that our body's getting what it's needs for all of its various systems to function properly. And the immune system is one of those systems. It needs the proper fuel to work properly. So that's what we mean by medicine. It's not a cure-all. There's nothing like that. We want to keep our bodies as happy and healthy as possible. Food is love. Yeah. So right now, people are telling me because they're home with their kids for the first time in a long time. Amy, for example, hi Amy, if you're watching, saying, between working, hockey, skating, trying to keep the house clean, like all these things, like food, meals are been so rushed in our lives. Right now, we've been given this time to slow down and share our meals with each other and have a little celebration every night. Why not? What else are we doing? Having fun in the kitchen, like make it a game, make it fun, bring everybody else in to learn with you. I'm always learning. And one of the comments I also got, though, from Amy, she said, I'd love to have you over, but now I'm scared to cook for you. Oh, please, please, please don't be scared to cook for me. I love people to cook for me. I don't feel, I'm not a fancy cook at all. I make good home cooking, good down-home cooking that's inexpensive, economical, nutritious, and tasty. Out of years of practice, not because I was born that way or I took special classes or anything like that. I've always been interested in food. I love food, you can tell. My hips will tell you I love food. But food is love. I love people and I love entertaining. I love cooking for people. Right now, I'm only cooking for me and Bob, but by sharing my kitchen with you, it feels like you've come over and we're sharing this time together. So let's go. Let's make this food. Bobby, come on in the kitchen. You're going to be cameraman again. Here's Bob. Come on this way.
Hello.
Come on right in the kitchen tonight.
Oh, I have to go right in the kitchen?
We're going to start in the kitchen tonight.
Okay.
And then we're going to go to the counter after that.
Okay.
Okay. So I think I have to switch this around. Just one sec. There we go.
Okay.
Hi, Carly. I think you just... No, turn it around so you can see.
Okay.
Hi,
Gotcha.
Carly. I just saw that you're online. Hi,
Yeah,
sweetheart.
quite a few people here.
Okay, great. Tomato sauce. I have to credit my boss, Alice Pitt, who is also an absolutely amazing cook, who told me about this, and I tried it, and it's wonderful. This is what goes into an Italian tomato sauce. 1 can of tomatoes, Marzano or Italian style, if you can find them. If you've just got regular tomatoes, that's okay, use that. But ideally, you want the San Marzano or at least the Italian style tomatoes. 1 onion, a little olive oil.
I want to wave back to people that I keep getting this stupid screen all the time.
Yeah,
I do.
don't do that.
Okay.
Okay. And to finish, some basil and butter. And that's all. Remember I said the other day about Italian cooking? It's buy good ingredients and then don't fuss too much. This is the epitome of don't fuss too much. So what we're going to do is just peel an onion, and we're not even going to chop it. Believe it or not, we are not going to chop this onion. Done. That's all the chopping involved in in this dish. I'm going to put the flame on. There we go. Put a little olive oil in the pan, just about a tablespoon. And then I'm putting the onion in there whole. I'm putting the onion in whole. We're gonna let it sizzle a little bit. I'm gonna do both sides, and then I'll come back and show you. So while we're waiting for that, I'm just gonna show you that I've got a pot of stock on because I made a chicken, remember? If you didn't see my stock making, this is chicken stock. Chicken carcass, fill it up with water, add 1 whole onion with the skin on, 1 whole carrot with the skin on, 1 whole celery stalk with the leaves on, all of those scrubbed, a little handful of peppercorns, and a couple of bay leaves. That's all you do. And any other whole spices that you have. I did put some coriander in there as well. That's it. You put it on high. When it boils, you turn it down to simmer. You let it simmer for 4 to 5 hours, as much time as you've got. And chicken stock, from stuff you might have, like, it's a few cents. You would have thrown out that carcass probably. So, 1 onion, 1 carrot, 1 stalk of celery, that is not a lot of money. And then you're going to have this delicious homemade stock that you can use for so many things, as we've been talking about. Okay. The arancini we're making tonight is made with leftover risotto that I made with the chicken stock that we made when we made chicken stock. So there you go. Okay, so I'm just getting this oil up to heat. I'm going to get this onion to start to sizzle a little bit. Come on, onion. And while I'm waiting for that, we're going to take this can of tomatoes and I'm going to give it a very, very light crushing. The Italians would put their hands in there and just crush it with their hands because they want a very light crushing. Not all strained, like you can buy strained tomatoes, but that's not as a light crushing. That's a heavy duty crushing. So I'm going to use my crusher, but I'm just going to give it a very, very light crushing and stop before it's too much. That's it. That's all I'm going to do. There's my onion sizzling away. And I'm just going to flip her over. Yeah, right. Okay, there we go. Okay, now, there's a little bit of skin on there. Come on. This onion is later on going to be cook's treat. It's one of those things that it doesn't end up in the sauce. It's the flavor of the onion, a very delicate onion flavor. Now I'm just going to pack these tomatoes. Bring that down. Whoa, bring that down. In around. I'll put that right down now. In around the onion. That's all, folks. I'm going to simmer that. Come up to me, Bob. I'm going to simmer that. Come on up to me, Bob.
Mm-hmm.
My face. We're going to simmer that for half an hour, 45 minutes, something like that. At that time, it will have reduced. To finish it off, all I'm going to add are a couple of whole bay leaves and a 1/4 cup of butter. Yeah, butter. Take the onion out. That's cook's treat. Cook gets to eat that if you want or share it with somebody, but it doesn't go into the sauce. It's just there to flavor it. That's it. That's like Nona's Italian sauce. It's basically just tomato. There's really nothing more to it. Okay, so we're going to make the arancinis now. Come on around to the other side, Bob, so that we can work at the counter. So arancini are rice balls, Italian rice balls, made with leftover risotto, cold risotto. So we made risotto the other night. Maybe you haven't tried it yet, but if you look at one of my other videos, you'll see it. And we had lots left over. So I've made some, but I wanted to show you how easy it is to make one. So I just scooped some of my cold risotto out. I'm going to put a little surprise inside, a little block of mozzarella. or any other cheese. God, we've used a lot of cheese lately in these recipes. You people, you got me eating cheese again. And then use your hands to make a ball. That's it. And I don't think there's enough to make one more there. So I just wanted to make one with you. I thought, why the heck, while I'm making those, I had leftover mac and cheese because we made mac and cheese yesterday, so I made some balls out of mac and cheese as well. I didn't put any mozzarella in the middle of those because they're already loaded with cheese. Again, it was just cold. I just scooped it out, used my hands, made a ball. Now the next thing, we're going to have 3 bowls. This one is just flour. This one's going to be a couple of eggs. And the last one is going to be breadcrumb. So this I just have to wash my hands. I'm sorry, I'm gooey from making arancini. So flour, some salt, some pepper. That's that. Not much to see here. Egg. Give it a little whisk. And the final bowl is the breadcrumb. I'm using panko. This is an Italian brand. Panko is generally thought of as Japanese, but ingredients seem to cross cultures. It could be any kind of breadcrumb. I had panko. I like panko. It's my daughter introduced me to panko actually as an ingredient. It's excellent. Add a little Parmesan if you have it. Add a little bit of dried herb if you have it. This is a mix called Italian seasoning. So it's got oregano, thyme, dried basil, I think. A little mix. Just mix that up. Now, we're going to take our little arancini ball, dredge it in flour. Let me get some tongs. This is going to get messy. Dredge it in egg next. And then get it all covered in egg. I'm going to take my hands, I mean really. And then into the breadcrumb. Roll it around in the breadcrumb. And I am going to put it on a cookie sheet to bake. Now, traditionally, these are fried. They're fried in, you know, look at me, about this much oil on the stove. But they also bake really nicely. Again, Adrian's trick. So we're going to bake them. I've got the oven at 400 to preheat, a little bit of a higher heat. And I think they're going to go about 15 minutes, but I'm going to check them after that just to see. Because the rice is already cooked, of course, right? So we're going to make a bunch of those and get them in the oven while the sauce is cooking. So you get the idea, right? This is easy. And we're going to have the sauce with the arancini tonight. That's what we're going to have. I'm going to just show you a couple of macaroni balls. I did the same thing. We're going to do exactly the same dredging process. Flour, egg, and breadcrumb. And the leftovers I'm going to freeze. I think these will be really good to have in the freezer. You can pop them out, probably just throw them in the microwave for a minute or into a hot oven. And they'd make a great little snack or a lunch. And that's it. So, like I said, when I get these all made, they're going to go in the oven, 400, give them about 10 to 15 minutes, keep an eye on them. When they look nice and golden brown, they're done. The sauce, come on around to the kitchen one more time, Bob. The sauce is simmering away here. Around the same time that the arancini are done, this is going to be done. I'm going to, like I told you, we're going to take the onion out. I'm just going to add a little bit of basil, a quarter cup of butter, stir the rest, going to make smooth as silk, and that's it. I promised you simple. It's simple, and it's really, really good. My friends, I can't wait to see your comments. Share my video with anybody you think could use a little pep talk or a little inspiration to remember that food is fuel, food is medicine, food is love. And I love food, I love you. I can't wait to read your comments and to see your pictures when you try making some of this stuff. Okay, good night.
Good night. Well, it did take long.